So, hi everybody. Welcome back, welcome back to our great live event, the Beer Advent Calendar live tasting. We're so glad to see a lot of people. I hope a lot of people just join us. So we're gonna have a lot of fun here. We're gonna test great beer, but I'm not alone. My name is Alex. I'm a beer blogger since 2013. I have own YouTube channel with my buddy Ralph, and we are here for you. I'm here alone today without Ralph, but with a lot of other people all around here. And one of these people is our famous, fantastic Claudio. Claudio, hi.
Hello. Sorry, I'm just concentrated with the cloud because I'm the face of the cloud of the world.
Yes, indeed you are, and you have a very nice outfit today.
Yes, I'm a hussar.
Yeah, I'm curious. Well, we're going to talk about this a little bit later. Claudio is here because he picks up all the questions in the chat and gives the questions to us on the couch, on the sofa, so you get all the answers from us. First of all, we're gonna need a beer, and today's beer is day number 4. So I open the fridge and I'm looking for the door number 4.
It is this one here. There's the phone. Open your eyes.
Okay.
We're not fooling around here. It's a serious business.
Yeah.
It's a business.
Okay, I can see that now.
Open it. Yeah, we're not
Of course, sir. I do whatever you want to do. All right, here it is. It's the Husarentrunk. It's a nice one.
the Husarentrunk.
Husarentrunk.
Cute guy.
Yeah. Back into the cloud, Claudio.
Thank you.
So I position the beer here so you can see it nicely. Folks, as I'm not alone here, because that would be very boring, I, of course, have a guest. And so now it's time to call him in. So I go to the door. He's standing outside. Guest, come in. Hi, Jens.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Yeah, fine.
Sit down, please.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
It's so nice to have you.
Yeah, cool.
What do you say? Isn't it cozy?
Nice atmosphere.
It is.
You have done a good work here.
Yeah, it's
Really nice.
not my work, but thank you very much.
And this cloud over us, we are good protected. A man with a sword, so nothing can happen.
He's a little bit kind of angry with his sword, but let's see. Don't upset him. That's my tip for you.
Okay, let's stay cool with him.
Jens, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Oh, yeah, thanks. My name is Jens, and I live not far from here. I'm really, you could say, in the neighborhood, and I also work here in the neighborhood. I'm responsible for the beer sommelier education here in Austria. So the most of the time I am the teacher. I organize this education, and our school, if you want, we call it Beer Kulturhaus, where the Kiesbier Academy is situated, is in Oberdrom. Oberdrom is 10 kilometers in the north of Salzburg, also famous because of the Trommer Brewery, Trommer Pils. And in the neighborhood is the Kiesbier Academy, where I am the teacher for the beer sommeliers.
So I can tell you, this guy is such a professional. So you can pick any question you have in your mind, just write it into the chat, and this guy can answer all questions related to beer.
Yeah, related to beer.
Related to beer.
Except the English speech and pronunciation.
Yeah, well, we try to do our best to give you the information, of course, in English. Yeah,
of course.
If not, we do it in German, and you have to translate it afterwards. So, okay, Jens, we have the Husarentrunk.
Perfect.
Let's have a look at the can.
Oh, nice.
And of course, we can see, as you can also see, a man with a kind of a costume, isn't it? What is it?
Yeah, I think it's a uniform, and it looks a little bit like the man in our cloud.
Claudio, is this you on the can here?
A cousin of mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's
looks
perhaps.
alike.
It's a very early photo of him. Now he's a grandfather. That was in his better times, but very nice guy.
Okay.
Filippo.
Yeah, he seems to smile a little bit, I think.
Of course, he smiles. He has a mug of beer in his hands.
I can see right now. I have another picture. Mine is much more. I have the HD quality picture.
Yeah, the younger one for you and the older one
absolutely.
for me.
What is a hussar?
A hussar is a warrior on a horse, so a riding man. And I'm not sure if there is a short movie prepared.
Yeah, let's have a look at the Husaren on the horses. This is not the Husaren on the horses video, but we have a look right now. We have a look at the brewery, where the brewery is located. Why not? Well, it's also a very pretty area. We talk about that later when we come to the brewery, which is in North Rhine-Westphalia.
Yeah, that's far from here. That's more your region. You're from Germany.
It is, yeah, indeed. But I've never been there, indeed, in Rheder. So do we have the Husaren video too? No, the Husaren on the horses, they rode along, so they passed by, and we only can wave them goodbye. Okay, first of all, I know you want to take the first sip, and that's what we're going to do now. We're going to open the cans, because I'm so thirsty, I can tell you. Here's your
Thanks.
Do you love the sound of the can opening, or don't you?
No.
No. You're a man of the bottle?
Yeah, because I think I'm a little bit too old for the cans. So in mans in an age like me, perhaps we have to explain to our listeners in Austria, and especially in Germany, 10 or 15 years ago, the beer in the cans, it was the cheap beer. It was the beer of low quality. And if you go back 20 or 30 years ago, this is the time when I started drinking beer. And so when I see a can, it's in my mind, it's a cheap beer. It's not a good beer. I know from the technical side, I'm a brewer. I know that the can is a perfect. We have perfect conditions there for our beer, but I've learned it out from the bottle. And also, and for me, it's more the bottle.
Yeah, some habits just can't be changed. Yeah. I understand, but of course, the container itself, it's perfect, as you said. What kind of beer style do we have here?
It's a Bavarian Märzen, Bavarian Märzen or Festbier. You can also call it Festbier because it's from history. It's the same source. But the Bavarian Märzen, we have 5.3 ABVs alcohol. We have 12.8 origin wort. So we are in the Bavarian Märzen area. Also from the color, it's a deep golden color, perhaps a little bit honey, like perhaps the direction to amber. That's also typical for Bavarian Märzen.
Nice.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, of course. We want to take the first sip, and Claudia interrupts. No, it's okay for you.
We should have a little sip together.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
Of course. Cheers.
This is a good question.
Yeah, it is. It's a fact. It's not a question, but that's.
There are two quite interesting questions. One is actually quite funny. First question. Let me find it. What malts and hops were used in this particular beer?
Good hops is
Good
there
hops.
inside. I don't know exactly because on the website nothing is mentioned. It's a little bit a secret of a brewery. But now, after the first sip, I would guess that the hop varieties are very traditional German varieties. Perhaps I would guess the Hersbrucker uh, or Tradition or something like that. And from the malt bill, yeah, of course, Pilsner malt will be a main part of the recipe. But because of the deeper color, for sure, some caramel malts. But which one? Oh, that's hard to say.
But so normally, just normally for the beer style Märzen, that's what you would pick for this beer style.
Yeah, that's very typical.
Yeah, what's it typically? But we don't know exactly the kind of. But so no, Claudio, we have very strict rules here. Yes, you know.
But you have mentioned that you have two questions.
Märzen, very interesting question. Is the Märzen only brewed in March? In the sense of like im März brewed?
There is the name from, yeah, of course.
What's the history about this? Where does the name come from, and what's the history behind this?
Yeah, it's the name comes from the month March, which is in German. It's März, and the beer from the month of March is the Märzen beer, and it was the last beer in the cold area. So in former times, before the invention of the cooling system, you had to brew in wintertime. So between so in the time between September and March, and the last beer was the beer from the month March, and this beer, was the quantity to drink over summertime, or was the last beer in autumn, which was drunken, and for that normally it was a little bit stronger. So stronger in the origin word. So we have 12.8 here in this beer. You can be sure that 200 or 300 years ago, the origin word was at the level of 14 or 15. And the alcohol content was not so high 200 or 300 years ago because of the malt quality was not so good as nowadays. Also, the brew houses weren't so good. Also, the knowledge of the brewing systems was not so good. So for that, the alcohol was a little bit lower for sure than nowadays, but the sweetness was higher.
Okay. So if you have, as you can see now, that's what I meant. Yes, you can answer any questions beer related. So please challenge him right now. Write us into the chat whatever is on your mind according to beer. I have another question to Claudio. Claudio, my question is: was this the last question, or is there any more questions?
Coming in, but if I would read them all, you would not talk anymore.
No,
people are
great.
really interested.
Just make
like
some notes.
The sense of like, what is actually a fest beer? Is it concentrated on the fests of the year, the festivals? Which festivals? Where does the name come from?
Okay, where does the name fest come from?
Fest.
The fest is a feast.
A festival, yeah.
A festival.
Yeah, if we want to explain it depending on the Kalea Adventskalender, we could talk about Christmas. That's the festival which we are waiting for, and for that we open every day the next beer in this Advent calendar to make this time of waiting for the Christmas feast a little bit shorter, because this is a real festival. The King is born, Jesus Christ comes to earth. But if it comes to fest beer, the first festival where the name come from was a marriage in 1810. The marriage of Therese von Sachsen, as she is called in a short way. Her whole name was Therese, Charlotte, Luise, Friederike, Amalie von Sachsen und
Are you just a
Hilsenhausen.
second? Are you making this up now, or is this for real?
No, this is for real. You can Google that.
Why do you know such things?
Oh, the funny thing is you can look this YouTube movie again tomorrow and then you can learn this name by heart if it's important for you.
It's incredible. How do you know such things? I just can't remember where I parked my car yesterday. You come up with these. Okay, but go on.
But where the car was parked yesterday is not so important. More important is where it's today. So, Therese von Sachsen, that's the short name. Cheers. And the other guy for marriage, you always need a couple, was Ludwig. That's easier. Ludwig of Bavaria. All of the guys in Bavaria was Ludwig. Or Maximilian. You have to choose. Like in Austria, Joseph or Ferdinand. In Bavaria, it was Ludwig. And 1810, it was a marriage. And for this special event, they brewed a special beer, a special brew. Also, this marriage was in October. For that, it's called Oktoberfest nowadays. And from the history which I have told you about the Märzen beer, the beer of the month of March, the beer which they drank in October, for sure it was something like a Märzen beer. So a Fest beer and a Märzen beer, it's a little bit the same history we can learn from that.
And nowadays, nearly every Fest beer is that. That's why it's a mostly Märzen beer.
Mostly, it's a Bavarian Märzen beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just picked up some information I wrote down on my sheet, and it's about the question, addition to the question of the malt, which malt was used.
Perfect.
I don't know which malt was used, but what I wrote down is that they do their own malting barley cultivation in Rheder.
Yeah.
So they use their own malts.
They use their old malt from the farmers there in this area, and also where the brewery is situated is a protected landscape. In German, it's a Naturschutzgebiet. I don't know exactly the term in English, but
nature reservation, nature reservoir.
Sounds amazing.
I think.
Yeah.
And it's Sieseberg. That's also on my notes here. Sieseberg is the name of the nature reservoir.
Okay, perfect. So for that we can be sure that the barley and also the water is really from a high quality and from pureness. Yeah, that's good. I'm not sure if the movie of the riders will still come.
The horses.
The horses.
Yeah. I can see them. Look, there they are. I think they're riding out. During this little movie, Claudio rang his bell like crazy. He did it like chickity 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 chick, and that means for us a lot of questions are coming in.
There was not a question, but a very nice and very polite Prost from Kevin from New Mexico.
Wow.
Okay. We should cheer him back.
Yeah. Okay.
Have a good breakfast.
Yes. He's writing 10 a.m. in the morning.
Prost, Kevin, and to all the others, of course, too. Prost.
Prost. Frühschoppen, like we say in Austria.
Exactly, that's what I wanted to ask you, audience. Where do you come from? So where are you situated? Please write us into the chat where you're from and what time it is right now at your home.
Perhaps we could talk a little bit about why there is this warrior here on the can and why we have seen the riders there in the movie. Because one of the owners of the brewery was such a fighter in such a company. And he lived in the time from 1875 to 1956. And his name was Adolf Freiherr from Spiegel, von und zu Pechelsheim. And I don't know what a Freiherr is. You're only laughing. I think a Freiherr is something like a lord. So it's not a king. It's something lower than a king. And he was a warrior in such a company. He was such a writer. And the company was called the company number 8 of Nikolaus II. And that's funny.
Oh man, you're just making this up.
Because if this beer would have been in the door number 6 in the Adventskalender with Nikolaus, it would have been perfect. But it's in number 4 because on the 6th of December we celebrate Nikolaus, and it was the company of Nikolaus II. So 6 minus second 2 is 4, and it's the perfect beer in the door number 4, perhaps. So this is the reason why here we have this warrior, and in our cloud we have this Hussar there inside, and this is such a strong beer because of a soldier has to be strong too.
Jens,
Yeah?
serious question. Have you been a troubled kid in school?
Yeah, sometimes.
Is there a kind of a genius inside of you?
No, nothing.
Why? How can you just remember these facts and these numbers? And I mean, you as we can see, you just informed yourself about the brewery. So
yeah, that's the easy thing that we knew perhaps which beer was there inside, and we are prepared, of course. And you have here some papers.
Yeah, but you know, I have to go.
Screen there.
I have to research and write it all down. Maybe some facts, write it down, because I would never remember them. Wow, I'm totally impressed. Really, I'm totally impressed. I'm a little bit confused now because of this.
Take a sip of beer.
Of this genius sitting next to me. No, it's funny. Claudio, would you please check the chat if there is some more questions?
We are getting reactions because you asked the people that they should write where they are and what time it is.
Yeah,
nice.
Earliest time, 9 o'clock in the morning. It is Paul from California. He's having a sip of beer already. Proper breakfast, I would say.
Wow, cool.
Then we have Glenn from Virginia. We have California here. Then we have Rob from also California. Mike, Virginia again. Paul, California. So they're all over the place and watching and enjoying the show.
Wow.
Nice.
So a warm welcome here from Austria, from Salzburg. That's really an honor, this international audience here.
Absolutely international. So, and
What's
because we have overseas audience, and we want you guys to show some typical breakfast situation right here now. That's what normally one of us would join for breakfast.
Why are you laughing? Tell the truth here.
No, it's a reason a mega pretzel, and Peter, thank you for cutting pieces for us.
You can see here, this is a real boss of a company, of a successful company, where the boss is responsible for the dinner.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
I cannot see you hungry. Yeah?
Perfect situation here.
So this maybe is the biggest pretzel I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if you know any bigger, but this all looks very delicious. Thank you. And one for Claudio, please.
For the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
What you say, Jens? Is this beer now the perfect companion to this snack?
Yeah, this is a perfect match. So,
Yeah?
because a brezel is I think there's a little bit of discussion in Germany where the brezel is from and which brezel is perfect. If there are different areas, also Baden-Württemberg, there are some brezel areas, but also in Bavaria, and we have talked about this beer style. It's a Bavarian Märzen Fest beer, so it's a perfect match. for that. Also here with some ham on it on my side and eggs. So this would be fit very nice, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. A classical BLC, I would say, but just one question I had in mind, and I forgot right now where I looked at the food.
He's afraid.
No, we're very glad that you all joined us tonight. I'm gonna take my my smartphone out and I have a look at the ratings now, because as you know, you can pick up your apps, your beer tasting app, and you can do the ratings too. And so let's have a look what the actual rating is right now. And so here's the community ranking. Remember, that's what you directly can influence here. So if you rated the beer you like best, the rating goes up. And if we have a look at here at the Rheder Husarentrunk, is on number 4. So we have 4 beers. Day number 4, 4 beers. But yeah, that's of course, it is the first day that this beer can be rated. So we have 170 ratings. And our top beer is the Grudler Hell with 1,543 ratings, but I think this was day 1, wasn't it? Yeah. So let's see how the ratings change in the next days, because there are a few days left. And it was a pleasure that you were here, Jens. I'm so amazed about your knowledge. I can tell. Really. I need a few minutes after this show.
It was really a pleasure for us both, because the funny story is we know each other, but we only know us from virtual, from emails and from reading and from YouTube. And
the first time face to face.
Yeah, first time face to face. And it was a real honor for me to sit here next to you. And I will never forget our first beer together.
Absolutely.
What a real fight.
The Hussar. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to Claudio too. And all the best to you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.